Welcome back to Glanigors in North Wales for the final time as we head straight out to the track with the senior X30s. Caden McQueen and Oliver Greenall are locked in a battle at the top of the championship table, with Luke Watts and Carly Atkins fighting out for third and fourth respectively. Let's see how they've all qualified as we go and join your race commentators Jake Sanson and Alan Tadei.
Well, it's going to be an interesting one. Luke Watts and Teddy Pritchard-Williams from the front row of the grid. Caden McQueen and Jude Fernahoe. Then it is Ben Higgins and Louis Johnston-Cool. From Carly Atkins, Alex Moody, James Otto, Robert Parker, Charlotte Parker and Cameron Coombs to make it a 12-kart field. Again, obviously, Canada clashes. You've got to compress as many rounds into a COVID-19 torn season as you can. So that's why the grid is lower. Here we go with Teddy Pritchard-Williams, and already the battle joined as Caden McQueen gets up the inside of Luke Watts, and they're going to charge their way forward up to the top of the hill. But this is a great start for Teddy Pritchard-Williams. Caden McQueen second. And how difficult is this going to be for him to hang on to with Caden McQueen on the warpath? He really is absolutely on it every time he goes to battle. And in fourth place, they are already starting to lose ground to the leading trio. That is how quickly they are getting on with it. It is the 20 of Ben Higgins that has been able to get up into fourth position, but he's no slouch either. Ben Higgins is definitely going to be one to watch if these three start to duel away.
Ben's dad Mark is here with him this weekend, and he is of course the former British rally champion, but he's also the man these days that drives the stunt cars in the James Bond movies.
What a great job up the inside. Oh, lovely from Luke Watts, who storms up on the inside of Caden McQueen. Ben Higgins is there in P4 in front of Carly Atkins. If those two keep dueling for second place, Watts and McQueen, there might be a stunt or two from Ben.
I see what you did there, Jake. Nice link.
Oh, I thought so. I may not be quick, but I'm clever. Anyway, Teddy Pritchard-Williams is now about half a second in front of Luke Watts, having stormed that move on the inside of Caden McQueen of the run to the Spoon Curve. And that's given Pritchard-Williams just a couple of extra kart lengths breathing space as they complete the lap. He's now going to have a little bit more momentum. Watts will be trying to get in the tow. And let's not forget, he's got points to make up after his issues at round 3.
Yeah, had that mechanical failure, of course, at Lark Hall. So that won't have helped his cause. But of course, as we were speaking about earlier, you can drop your worst 2 pre-finals and worst 2 finals from your end of season total, so he's not out of it by any stretch of the imagination.
Good move there from Carly Atkins in Spoon. He managed to get into fourth place there, past Ben Higgins, so that was a good move from the Jamaican, who is based these days in Great Britain. His dad, by the way, Carly Atkins' father, is one of the most incredible jazz musicians in the world. He is a very talented saxophone player. If we get the campfire going one of these nights, we may just get a tune or two out of him.
You on the guitar, Jake?
Yeah, I'll go on the guitar. He'll go on the saxophone. Perfect. Carly Atkins, fastest lap of the race as he pushes forward to try and catch up with his teammate, Caden McQueen. Was that a switcheroo there on the inside from Louis Johnston-Cool? It was. He got the move there on Jude Fernahoe. That was a lovely sweeping move. So he gets up a position. I have to say, fair play to Carly Atkins. He is almost the equal in terms of speed these days from Caden McQueen. And that comes down to all of the hard work that Caden and the team at Crop Promotions do with their drivers. They all try and get them to work at a similar speed. Look at these two, James Otto and Cameron Coombs. They are the new recruits. It won't be long before they're swapping sector times with Caden and Carly.
Yeah, it's a great team they're running there, I think, at Crop Promotions. We did an interview with Dan earlier in the season, of course, and Caden. And we know Caden likes working with the other drivers, and the whole organisation there is set up to help all of the drivers in the team, using the talent in the team to help the drivers who are coming into the team, perhaps with less experience. So it is a great setup there at Crop Promotions.
So this is Louis Johnston-Cool starting to hassle Ben Higgins in the hope that he can make his move on the inside line. It's not going to be easy to get this overtake done, though. Ben Higgins is no slouch. He will be positioning the kart nicely in the final turn. That's the move from Moody. Alex Moody on the Cato Motorsport card. He gets through on Jude Fernahoe.
Fantastic move by Alex Moody there in the final turn. Not easy. We're on board here with Teddy Pritchard-Williams. That's Johnston-Cool again.
What a move, Louis Johnston-Cool. It's one thing to get that move done once in a race on that corner, because that takes some stones. To do it twice and in consecutive laps, fair play.
Yeah, great move. On board with Teddy Pritchard-Williams again. That's Alex Moody on the 88. This is the battle for 7th place. I was talking to Teddy Pritchard-Williams, the race leader here, although he's coming under pressure now. I was talking to Teddy earlier in the weekend, and he was telling me this is his absolute favourite track, the best track for him, and he's certainly showing that now, Jake.
Oh, why wouldn't you get the opportunity and storm out in front if you could take it, especially on this circuit? It really does separate the men from the boys at the front end of this field. Teddy Pritchard-Williams, Luke Watts in second, Caden McQueen is third, from Atkins, Johnston Cool, Higgins, Moody, Fernahoe, Parker, Otto, Cameron Coombs. Charlotte Parker's lost a little bit of ground off the start. Hopefully she can work her way back forward as the race progresses. I have to say, Teddy Pritchard-Williams really putting on a bit of a show here. She's got this brilliant new helmet design for the 2021 season. It's Technicolor patchwork with comic book strip thrown in as well. It's quite spectacular to look at from a distance. But Luke Watts there, right underneath Teddy Pritchard-Williams, trying to make his bid as they go up the climb, up towards Spoon Curve. Even Caden McQueen and Kalai Atkins can't quite run with Luke Watts' pace at the moment, and you would expect them to be nibbling at the inside apex to try and get through on the inside of Luke Watts. But Watts is stepping up the attack, 42.326. This is going to be a team effort now, isn't it? Kalai Atkins bolted to the back bumper of Caden McQueen. Let's do it through the field. Let's go and get this opportunity done. And they were going to try and get that gap down to Watts.
Teddy Pritchard-Williams has got double motivation this weekend as well. He lost a good friend of his recently, and in tragic circumstances. So he's sort of racing for him, and he's hoping to do it for his friend as well. So let's see if he can hold on, Jake.
This is going to be an interesting charge. Watts is pushing hard. Teddy Pritchard-Williams still in the lead of the race, but he is going to hold that line. He can sense that he's there. Is that Atkins going for third on Caden McQueen? Have they switched positions? Yes, they have. So Atkins gets through then, the Jamaican, into third position. Excellent work so far, but these two still squabbling for the lead of the race. Teddy Pritchard-Williams, and then in front of Luke Watts. Very dynamic helmet design. It's one of my favourites in British karting, actually, Teddy Pritchard-Williams. Whoever designed that, I want one. I'm not sure you can imitate someone's helmet design who's already racing in British karting, but if I could, I certainly would with that one. Watts, Atkins, McQueen, Johnston Cool, Higgins, Fernahoe and Moody. Then it is Parker, Otto, Cameron Coombs and Charlotte Parker, I think, has actually had mechanical problems. She's out of the race now, Charlotte Parker. That is unfortunate, but at least it explains why she was off the pace.
Yeah, and talking about being off the pace, I think mechanical problems possibly for Ben Higgins as well, Jake. He was right up there early on, and he seems to be dropping back now. He's down in 6th place, so he may have some issues as well.
Yeah, that's not the kind of pace we expect to see for the number 20 at all. So whether it's an engine misfire or something's developed in the kart that's meaning the power is dissipating, it does happen from time to time, and it's not easy to explain unless you get the driver out of the kart after the race. And Luke Watts again, 42.242 up the climb. That elevation up to 24 feet once again, and then you drop down on the run to the carousel, down Damon Hill. Fabulous race circuit this. It's one of the few British circuits at this level that I have had the benefit and pleasure of being able to drive around, and you really do get a sense of grandeur in this place. It's something quite special in this tarmac. You need to be very strong, very smooth, very consistent as well. That's where you unlock the magic here. Pritchard-Williams clearly feeling very comfortable in the lead of this Senior X30 final in the Ultimate Karting Championship. Kalai Atkins and Caden McQueen a second adrift, but Kalai Atkins, not having just got past Caden McQueen, he's dropping him. It looks as though the apprentice has learned very well from the sorcerer.
Well, I think Caden McQueen's got an issue as well with the kart as well, because we know that he would pretty much be battling to win this, but he just seems to be dropping off the pace. Luke Watts has closed the gap on Teddy Pritchard-Williams, but he can't seem to make the move, can't get close enough to make a move. Where will he want to make that move? Or probably up in the spoon, possibly in the final turn, possibly into the left-hander we've just been through at the end of the compression complex, or into Devil's Elbow. But that's pretty much maybe going into turn 2. We've seen a couple of moves. Johnson Cole, for example, has made a couple of moves in turn 2. If you can get the run up the inside and you've got the pace, you've got it geared properly, you could potentially make the move there. But yeah, it's few and far between on this track. Now, I'm told from Eddie Davis, the circuit owner, that he will be going straight on at the spoon and going straight up into that field, up to the right in front of us now. Look at that field. It's going to go straight up into that field into a hairpin, apparently next year. I've been guaranteed it by Eddie Davis.
So what they're going to try and do is improve upon perfection.
Well, they are certainly going to extend the circuit, and it will make the overtaking a lot easier if they do that.
Well, I have to say I'm very excited and I cannot wait to return. If the circuit goes the way it's planned, that's definitely going to make me want to have another go. Oh, that's a problem for Moody. Moody seems to have had a problem in the final couple of corners of the lap. Now, whether, again, he's been involved in an incident or whether he's just spun the car, very unclear. We only saw the end of that incident, unfortunately. So Alex Moody is now down at the back of the field. Now, this is the battle between James Otto and the man in front of him, Robert Parker. But we need to switch back to these two because Teddy Pritchard-Williams and Luke Watts are very close indeed. And Watts is now within spitting distance of a move up the Spoon curve. He can get him on the toe here through turn one. He will push the throttle. He can catch him very quickly. Pritchard-Williams knows he's there, so he will not give that inside line a second thought. He's just going to hold it nicely to make sure that Luke Watts can't dive in. But now the race has properly started between these two.
Yeah, you can see there Teddy Pritchard-Williams just taking quite a narrow line into Spoon Curve. And that's designed to stop Luke Watts coming up the inside. But Luke Watts is getting a good chance to have a look at him here. He's going to be lining him up. You have to think he's going to make a move at some point.
This is definitely going to be a tough one for Luke Watts, but this is why he is part of the Young Racing Drivers Academy, backed by Arden, one of the teams on the Formula One paddock. He is definitely going to be battling his way forward. There's Ben Higgins, having lost a bit of ground. It does look as though something's not quite right with that machine compared to what it was at the start. He was dueling for victory, and now he is a good 6.5 seconds back. That's not typical Ben Higgins pace at all. Teddy Pritchard-Williams and Luke Watts. Kalai Atkins is there in third. Caden McQueen's doing his best to be there with his teammate, but again, it just doesn't quite look like he's at the pace we know him to have.
Absolutely. We talked about Ben Higgins there, Jake. We filmed him, of course, at the Rotax Festival last year. Was it last year?
It was mighty
with the pandemic. Time is just becoming a blur in the past. But last time we did the Rotax Festival, that's for sure. Ben Higgins was on it that day, had a fantastic victory.
Absolutely mighty that day, and I'm sure there's plenty more of those still to come from young Ben Higgins. Where is Luke Watts going to make this bid on Teddy Pritchard-Williams? That's going to be the key factor. It's not can he make the overtaking move. We already know he can. Luke Watts has this ability to create an overtaking move out of thin air. What he's got to do is make sure that Teddy Pritchard-Williams is second-guessing where and when it happens. He cannot be predictable. He's got to be strong. He's got to be dictatorial when he makes the overtaking move, and he's got to make sure it's a clean one, but he cannot give Teddy Pritchard-Williams that air of predictability. He's got to keep him guessing.
But look at that again. Pritchard-Williams there, 8 to 9 kart lengths ahead, and he needs to be a lot closer than that, Luke Watts, and the laps are counting down. This is the battle for 8th we're looking at. This is Cameron Coombs, James Otto, Robert Parker going through the line, and Alex Moody in behind them. Alex struggling a bit now.
Yeah, he's obviously trying to recover from the time he lost earlier on in the race. He was in there in the battle for 6th position with Higgins and Fernahoe. He made a great overtaking move on him in the final turn earlier in the race. But this is tricky now for Teddy Pritchard-Williams in front of Luke Watts. Can he hold on to this advantage? Watts is still pushing, but Teddy Pritchard-Williams does have good enough waft out of turn one up that back straight to negate any toe that Luke Watts could draw. Look, he's not able to close in on him, so that's good power and good pace from Teddy Pritchard-Williams. Normally in the draft, Luke Watts would be able to storm up behind Pritchard-Williams and throw it up the inside, but to be fair to the team, they have set up that kart absolutely perfectly for Teddy Pritchard-Williams. Any ground Watts has been able to make up in the Titan Twisties, he's able to get away on the straights.
Louis Johnston Cole, we had a look earlier there, just going up through turn 2, but he's got a couple of seconds to make up now on Caden McQueen in front, so he's certainly not going to do that.
Teddy Pritchard-Williams looking so comfortable in the lead of this race. Luke Watts is there in second, hustling his every move. Look, let's ride on board, let's watch. Just can't get close enough. This is great from Teddy Pritchard-Williams, the ideal setup on that car. Normally Watts would be all over him like a ton of bricks heading into the braking zone, but Teddy Pritchard-Williams able to just keep that pace solid and strong.
Yeah, this is, as I said earlier when I spoke to him, he was saying how much he loves this track. This is his favourite track, and you can see why, although, again, here we go, Luke Watts getting that much closer. Now he's in striking distance, but the laps are counting down. There's only a handful of laps left, maybe 2.
These are the only parts on the circuit, really, the Titan Twisties, where he's going to be able to make that big move. He's got the gap down to 0.3 of a second, but watch again. Look, a little slide from Luke Watts through turn 1. Now he's close enough to him to start making a gain. So this continuation of the lap needs to be absolutely perfect from Luke Watts.
And this is the last lap, Jake, by the way. This is the last lap.
Yes, indeed.
And corners are counting down. I don't think Watts is going to get by. Pritchard Williams should be able to defend this to the line.
He needs to come up with a very decent slingshot in the final corner, so every turn from here on in needs to be immaculate. But Teddy Pritchard Williams has good traction, good grip, good speed. It's going to be fine. Teddy Pritchard Williams will take the checkered flag, and that means the world to him. Luke Watts in second, Kalai Atkins in third. A great drive there. Caden McQueen P4 from Louis Johnston-Cool and Ben Higgins. And it is the 53 of Jude Fernahau that comes up next. Great racing. Pritchard Williams in front of Watts, Atkins and McQueen is confirmed. Johnston-Cool in front of Ben Higgins. Jude Fernahau, and it's Cameron Coombs that wins that battle between himself, James Otto and Robert Parker. But that's a special win for Teddy Pritchard Williams, not just because of the ramifications, but he won it in style and he never even looked like losing the lead.
Well, he may not have been with us for round 3 at Lark Hall, but back here for round 4 at GYG, he was dominant. Teddy Pritchard Williams with the win, and here's what he had to say at the podium.
Got into the lead early, and then it was just about lap after lap after lap, just trying to beat the dash, because there was constant pressure.
Yeah, constant pressure, but consistency is the
Yeah.
key. Who do you want to thank for your weekend?
So just want to thank my dad, mum, Lee, Sam, and I'd just like to dedicate it to my mate who sadly lost his life a few weeks ago, so that's for you, Kieran. Thank you, mate.
Okay, well said.
Cheers.
A special victory for Teddy Pritchard Williams. In terms of the title fight, Oliver Greenall's absence now brings Caden McQueen dead level with him in the title fight. Luke Watts is third from Kalai Atkins and Teddy Pritchard Williams. Alex Moody is P6, but with Luke Watts only 14 points back and Greenall and McQueen all square, it's going to be an epic three-way fight for the title. Bring it on!
So that concludes our racing from Glanigors. The picturesque North Wales setting proved to be the perfect backdrop for the action out on track. And once again, the Ultimate Karting Championship really demonstrated that it's living up to its name. Until next time, when you join us from round 5 at Shennington, from all of us here at GYG, see ya.